Hi, my name is Maria Elena Luna, and this is my presentation on blended learning. There are many educational programs such as project-based learning, which ask students to explore real-world problems and learn the content within it, and independent studies, which students complete all their coursework online and come to centers a few times a week to check in with teachers and to monitor their progress. Blended learning finds a balance between instructor-led learning and online instruction. This is a timeline of the history of blended learning. The timeline begins with instructor-led training or instructor-led learning. This form of teaching stems from the roots of early civilizations. The Phoenicians developed the first form of the alphabet. This led to the teachings of reading and writing from scholar to pupil. Next in the timeline, mainframe-based training allowed workers to connect through individual computers. Each computer shared the same data, making trainings easier and individually accessible, and the reliance on printed materials decreased. The Plato computer was one of the original mini-computers developed in the 1960s. With the development of satellite connection, trainings and schooling was more accessible to distant learners. With the development of PC computers, CD-ROMs became a new educational resource for learning. They provided online instruction with the use of visuals, audio, and online activities. We still see these resources today in textbooks and in various online instructional programs. E-learning and integrated blended learning are the last two mentioned in the timeline. E-learning are accessible online learning programs that allow students to continue practicing their academic skills. Integrated blended learning is the idea of incorporating a blended learning model within a classroom. This is a chart demonstrating the different models of blended learning. The most common model used is the rotation station model. The following clip demonstrates how the Alliance Charter Schools have incorporated the station model. The clip also demonstrates how this model is effective from both the teacher and student perspective.
To the old way. At my old school, they're preparing me for college, but I didn't feel that way. I just felt like they're preparing me to get out of that school.
Traditional model of instruction is one that frankly, it's outdated.
Because schooling and learning were so passive.
I literally fall asleep in class.
We have to move away from serving up one plate for every kid.
It's really not working for every student.
The Alliance is a nonprofit organization, and as of this year, we have 20 schools in operation.
They're focused on results. They believe that every kid can learn.
And our mission isn't just to graduate students, but it's to graduate them from college.
They are the quality brand in education.
The Alliance is a highly effective charter organization that adopts best practices, and that's why they're so successful.
So I'm often asked, why did you have a need to add blended learning?
Well, we live in a different world today, and today's learners are very much connected to the world of technology.
Blended learning provides an opportunity for students to learn in their own way, in their own time.
Honors the best of the past with the best of what we have today.
This is not about replacing the relationship or people. This is about building on something that works.
We have 3 stations where we learn from,
and they get the same material in 3 different ways.
Provides a laptop for each student.
All your books are in the computer.
One of the stations is direct instruction.
I lead 16 students every 30 minutes.
That ratio is a teacher's dream and a student dream.
So they actually have more time to focus on you.
And physically making eye contact with each individual student.
There's a sense of trust inside the classrooms.
It's really comfortable asking what I need help on.
You don't feel embarrassed that other people won't make fun of you.
Because it is so personal that whatever goes on in the computer is between you and the teacher.
Another station is the collaborative station.
The 16 students work in groups of 4.
Kids really do take ownership in helping one another.
Before, I was struggling in math.
I get to help people that say they hate math. Once we finish and help their problem, they say, oh, this is easy.
I never imagined that the students will be excited about math.
The one-on-one with the computer is really great.
It's kind of like they have their own trainer.
I think the fundamental difference is giving students the power.
The kids need the adults to get out of the way.
And the magic of this is if you just let go for 2 weeks, you'll see things that you couldn't even imagine.
iNicole is another website that provides educators with the resources they need to learn how to incorporate blended learning. Some of the resources are webinars, PDFs, and scheduled events. As technology evolves, blended learning will adapt. This can be seen in the following clip when a teacher uses an iPad to promote blended learning.
I will load up 3 or 4 problems and I'll have them in pairs. I'll hand them the one iPad. It is possible to actually use one iPad and get this done in a class because that's all I have. And I'll say, all right, you teach him how to do this problem. And you can get help from the person next to you if you need it. It's okay, it's a team process.
MD is 21, yep, and D equals 1D.
When they're finished, I save it, and then I'll pull up a problem very similar to it, and I'll hand it to their partner. I say, okay, now it's your turn. You do the same thing. Okay, this is a question. Make sure you read the question carefully.
Thank you.
Okay, and they hand it back to me. I make sure it's all saved, and then I move on to another pair.
With that concludes my presentation on blended learning. Thank you for listening.